Good morning, everyone. We are waiting for our chief guest and guest of honor to join in. Kindly bear with us. I welcome everyone on behalf of CASFOS Dehradun to this convocation ceremony. Kindly bear with us till the time our chief guest and guest of honor joins in.
Is anybody listening? Hello.
Yes, sir.
I am Soumitra Dasgupta, the ADG in the ministry. I've joined.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for joining in, sir. Good morning, everyone. Central Academy for State Forest Service, CASFOS, is one of the 3 premier academies under the aegis of Directorate of Forest Education, Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, Government of India, has the mandate to train newly inducted State Forest Service officers from various states. So far, 34 batches comprising of 1,208 SFS trainees were trained, including this current batch of 2019-21. We have assembled online for this 34th convocation ceremony of CASFOS Dehradun. With the permission of honorable guests, I would like to start the ceremony. Sirs, please. All set. So now I request our senior faculty of CASFOS, Shri Abhilash Damodaran, IFS, to give the formal welcome address.
A very good morning to all the esteemed ladies and gentlemen. As the curtain raises on convocation of 34th batch of State Forest Service officers of CASFOS Dehradun, I would like to mention that traditionally the convocation is held in the grand and historical convocation hall of the Forest Research Institute in Dehradun. But keeping in view the current pandemic situation and the COVID-related guidelines issued by the state of Uttarakhand, it is not possible to have a social gathering in the grand convocation hall. And therefore, we are conducting this convocation in the online mode through the Microsoft Teams platform. This is the second time that CASFOS Dehradun is conducting an online convocation. The last one being in the last year for the 1820 State Forest Service batch, which was first of its kind in the country. However, we have the esteemed presence of the chief guest and guest of honor and all others here that makes the convocation as grand and as special as it used to be. I take this opportunity on behalf of the Directorate of Forest Education, Principal and Faculty of CASFOS Dehradun to welcome Shri Sanjay Kumar, Director General Forest and Special Secretary, Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, who is also the chief guest of the day. Sir, I extend a warm welcome to you, sir. I also welcome Shri Saumitra Das Gupta, Additional Director General Forest, Wildlife and Forest Conservation, Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, Government of India, who is the guest of honor of the day. I also take this opportunity to welcome Shri Bharat Jyoti, Director, IGNFA, Shri Arun Singh Rawat, Director General, Indian Council of Forestry Research and Education, Shri Dhananjay Mohan, Director, Wildlife Institute of India, Shri Pankaj Agarwal, Deputy Director General, Integrated Regional Office, Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, who is also having the charge of Forest Survey of India, Director General of Forest Survey of India. Sir, I extend you all a warm welcome. Today we also have with us Shri Deepak Kumar Singh, Secretary to the Government of Bihar Forests, who has graced the occasion in this online convocation. Sir, I extend a warm welcome to you, sir. We also have with us Dr. Savita, PCCF, Himachal Pradesh, Mr. Lyandola, PCCF, Mizoram, and Mr. Sunil Kumar Pandey, PCCF, Uttar Pradesh. Ma'am and sirs, I extend a very warm welcome to all of you. I also welcome all the other senior forest officers of various forest departments who have joined us today on this grand occasion. I also welcome the principal of CASFOS, Barnihat, Sri C. Ramesh, and Mr. Anand, who is the principal of CASFOS, Coimbatore, and all the other officers and faculty members from both the CASFOS. We have several esteemed officers from the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, ICFRE, FRI and ICFRE institutions, Indira Gandhi National Forest Academy, Forest Survey of India, Wildlife Institute of India, Integrated Regional Office of Dehradun, and State Forest Departments. I welcome all of you to this online convocation function. We have some very special guests with us, the parents, relatives, and friends of the officer trainees, who shall be witnessing their wards and friends pass out from this academy with flying colors. I welcome all of them to this online convocation. I also welcome all the other distinguished guests. Last but not the least, I welcome all the officer trainees of State Forest Service 2019-21 batch in this convocation function, which is the main focal point of this convocation function. Today, the weather in Dehradun is very sunny and pleasant, and with all the greetings from Dehradun, I welcome all of you once again to this grand function. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. The 2 years induction training of 2019-21 batch has culminated today, which encompassed diverse activities and not restricted only to academics. To hear in detail about the 2 years course, may I now request Shri Kunal Satyarthi, IFS, DFE in charge and Principal CASFOS Dehradun for the course report.
Chief guest of today's function, respected Sanjay Kumar Sir, Director General Forest and Special Secretary, Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, Government of India. Guest of honor, Soumitra Dasgupta Sir, Additional Director General, Wildlife and Forest Conservation, Ministry of Environment, Forest, Climate Change, Government of India. All respected heads of institutions at Dehradun, my seniors and colleagues of Indian Forest Service from various states across the country and also at Dehradun, senior scientists, retired forest officers, faculty members of other central academies, SFS officer trainees of 1921 batch, their proud family members, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Central Academy for State Forest Service, erstwhile SFS College, till now has trained 1,208 State Forest Service officers from all the 29 states of the country. 9 foreign officer trainees from Bhutan and Laos have also been trained at the Academy. It is my proud privilege today to present the course report of the 1921 SFS induction course. The outgoing batch of SFS officers consists of 49 officer trainees sponsored by 5 state governments, out of which 27 are from Uttar Pradesh, 8 from Bihar, 6 are from Madhya Pradesh, 5 from Mizoram, and 3 from Himachal Pradesh. The batch also includes 11 lady officer trainees. The induction training in the Central Academy is of 2 years duration, leading to the award of Diploma in Forestry. The 1921 induction course started at the Central Academy on 8th of July 2019. The induction course follows a sandwich pattern with theoretical and practical sessions of 20 months and 4 months of on-the-job field training. This batch was with the Academy for the first phase of training for 9 months till March 2020. Thereafter, they went for East India case study tour, and later, due to COVID pandemic crisis, they attended online classes from their homes for 5 months. They then proceeded to their respective states for the on-job field training for 4 months. Finally, they joined back here at CASFOS, Dehradun on 11th January 2021 for advanced phase of training. The course included more than 1,230 hours of academic and hands-on sessions on 19 core forestry and allied subjects. It was covered in 106 weeks and 1,641 training sessions. It also included extensive study tours to different forest and protected areas of the country. The batch was on tour for a total of 73 days, of which online tour was for 32 days. The three major tours, namely South India, North India, and East India tour, were unfortunately conducted online. In these virtual tours, many field officers and resource persons were brought in to give wide exposure to the trainees about practical field situations. We at the Academy also ensured that the officer trainees get exposure and opportunity to visit and benefit from all prestigious institutions involved in forestry conservation, research, and management in the country, especially at Dehradun. Even though this batch could not do much of offline training, the course was fortified by addition of many specialized 5-day online modules. To name a few: human resource development, remote sensing and GIS, wildlife rescue and rehabilitation, and many others. The specialized exercise, field visits, and excursions that this batch completed are watershed planning and management exercise, field engineering exercise, mensuration exercise, ecological census, bird watching, swimming, weapon training, horse riding, motor diving and mechanics, and others. Due to COVID restrictions, the working plan exercise and ecological census exercise were conducted within the FRI campus, in the New Forest campus. Physical fitness training is given utmost importance at the Academy, recognizing the fact that healthy mind dwells in a healthy body. Regular yoga, PTN games, cyclothon, and marathon are a mandatory part of their daily schedules under the watchful eyes of the sports and physical training instructor. A well-equipped modern gymnasium, synthetic basketball court, volleyball court, and lawn tennis courts have also been established recently at the Academy campus. It pleases me to mention that the officer trainees and staff members of the Academy participated as a part of the DFE contingent in the 26th All India Forest Sports Meet held at Bhubaneswar in March 2020. To develop the artistic talents, leadership and social skills, regular events and competitions on photography, poster making, quizzes, special lecture series, and literary activities were organized at the Academy. Ladies and gentlemen, we at the Academy believe that for a good officer, it is important to be a good human being first. As such, to inculcate a spirit of empathy and giving, blood donation camps, and other social work activities like Shramdan, Van Mahotsava, and activities of Swachh Bharat Abhiyan were also encouraged in this 2 years training program. Speaking about the faculty of the Central Academy, most of the core forestry subjects were taught by faculty members of the Academy who are IFS officers on deputation from the cadres of Maharashtra, Himachal Pradesh, and Agmut. Apart from the faculty of this Academy, we have been very fortunate to have Director Forest Education within the same campus who has contributed greatly to the successful completion of the course. We have been extremely fortunate to have wholehearted support from ICFRE, FRI, FSI, WII, IGNFA, Indian Institute of Social Science, Indian Institute of Remote Sensing, who lent us the expertise and wisdom of their officers and scientists, for which we remain ever grateful to them. I would especially mention the enormous contribution of forest officers of Uttarakhand Forest Department for their cooperation in completion of this course. Similarly, the touring and training exercises could not have been completed without the cooperation and support of various state forest departments. I take this opportunity to place on record my heartfelt thanks to all the heads of forest departments across the country. Our sincere thanks are also due to Bengal Engineering Group, Ministry of Defense at Roorkee, and Indian Military Academy, Dehradun, for extending cooperation in conducting field engineering, weapon training, swimming, and horse riding at their prestigious institutions. The current passing out batch consists of extremely resilient officers. In spite of the impact of Corona and the limitations of virtual training, they published an e-magazine, Prakriti, capturing flora, fauna, and bird of the week throughout the year. They've also done a commendable job in publishing 4 books, namely Vriksh, Sunehre Panne, Safarnama, and a coffee table of the Academy, and 2 compendiums on forest laws of all the states in the country, and also a compendium on all the RNP rules of SFS officers and RFOs across the country. These publications would be released today, a bit later. In the end, a few words for the young officers passing out today. I congratulate you all on the successful completion of the training. You are entering the Forest Service at a time when it has rightly assumed center stage in overall scheme of things. In the Academy, we have made all efforts to equip you with necessary professional knowledge and skills in spite of the Corona pandemic. You are ready to face the challenge of an exciting and rewarding career from tomorrow onwards. However, learning is a continuous process, and you must keep updating yourself for sustained success. Also remember that real success will be judged from the extent to which you live up to the expectations of the public whom you are meant to serve. May all of you, all 49 of you, have the courage to be true and loud voice of the voiceless flora and fauna that you will protect and conserve in your career. I do not need to remind you that there is no substitute to sincerity, honesty, commitment, and hard work. Our best wishes for a very happy, bright, and brilliant career ahead. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir, for giving the details of the course. The most awaited big moment of suspense has arrived. I could sense the racing heartbeats and pouncing thoughts. Without taking much time, may I now request Shri Pradeep Vahule, Controller of Examinations, to announce the awards and the results.
Thank you, Beulah. Shri Sanjay Kumar, sir, Director General of Forests and Special Secretary, Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, Government of India. Shri Soumitra Das Gupta, sir, Additional Director General of Forests, Wildlife and Forest Conservation, Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, Government of India. Distinguished guests, other dignitaries, ladies and gentlemen. It is indeed my great privilege to present the results of SFS 2019-21 batch and announce the medals and prizes. The batch passing out today has 49 officer trainees sponsored by various state governments, out of which 27 are from Uttar Pradesh, 8 from Bihar, 6 from Madhya Pradesh, 5 from Mizoram, and 3 from Himachal Pradesh. There are 11 lady officer trainees in the batch. Of these officer trainees, 6 are graduates in forestry and agriculture, 15 in botany, zoology, biochemistry, and biotechnology, 10 in engineering and mathematics, and 18 in other subjects. I am happy to announce that all 49 officer trainees have successfully completed the 2 years course and shall be awarded diplomas today. While 12 officer trainees have secured honors diplomas, the rest have secured the pass diplomas. Officer trainees who secured more than 75% and above and passed all subjects in first attempt are awarded honors diplomas, while officer trainees who secured 50% and above but less than 75% and those who secured 75% and above but did not pass in all subjects in first attempt are given pass diplomas. I request Sri Sanjay Kumar Sir, Director General of Forests and Special Secretary, Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, to kindly grant us the permission to announce the results on this online platform, please. Sir. Ladies and gentlemen, now I would present the results of SFS 2019-21 course. I shall be announcing the names of the officers in the order of their roll numbers. Before I begin, I would be very glad to inform you all that the diplomas which will be awarded to the officer trainees today are encased in specially designed bamboo pieces. This is to signify the importance of promoting bamboo in our day-to-day life and in our society, and also to give boost to the small-scale bamboo industry, which is so important today. Well, the first officer trainee to be awarded the diploma is Mr. Adarsh Kumar Singh from Uttar Pradesh, awarded diploma with 69.53% marks. Let's give him a big hand. Mr. Ajit Pratap Singh from Uttar Pradesh, awarded diploma with 67.18% marks. Mr. Amit Kumar from Bihar, awarded diploma with 71.68% marks. Mr. Amit Singh from Uttar Pradesh, awarded diploma with 71.75% marks. Ms. Amita Raj from Bihar, awarded an honors diploma with 76.25% marks. Mr. Anshaj Pratap Singh Badoria from Madhya Pradesh, awarded diploma with 72.74% marks. Ms. Archana Rawat from Uttar Pradesh, awarded diploma with 70.55% marks. Ms. Arshi Malik from Uttar Pradesh, awarded diploma with 67.66% marks. Mr. Ashok Kumar from Uttar Pradesh, awarded diploma with 64.42% marks. Mr. Atish Kumar from Bihar, awarded diploma with 71.38% marks. Mr. Bhanendra Singh from Uttar Pradesh, awarded an honors diploma with 75.01% marks. Mr. Brian Zorint Luanga from Mizoram, awarded diploma with 70.08% marks. Mr. Chittaranjan Singh from Himachal Pradesh, awarded diploma with 67.73% marks. Mr. Dharamchand from Himachal Pradesh, awarded an honors diploma with 81.09% marks. Mr. Dilip Kumar Tiwari from Uttar Pradesh, awarded diploma with 69.94% marks. Mr. Gyan Singh from Uttar Pradesh, awarded an honors diploma with 75.29% marks. Mr. Harendra Singh from Uttar Pradesh, awarded diploma with 65.71% marks. Mr. Harikesh Narayan Yadav from Uttar Pradesh awarded diploma with 63.03% marks. Mr. Jitendra Kumar Singh from Uttar Pradesh awarded an honors diploma with 75.03% marks. I would request all the participants in this program to kindly applaud them in your respective places. Mr. Kamal Kumar from Uttar Pradesh awarded diploma with 64.61% marks. Mr. Kapil Kumar from Uttar Pradesh awarded diploma with 71.27% marks. Ms. Lomna Pari from Mizoram awarded an honors diploma with 75.62% marks. Mr. Manishankar Mishra from Madhya Pradesh awarded diploma with 66.48% marks. Ms. Megha Yadav from Bihar awarded an honors diploma with 75.04% marks. Mr. Narendra Chandra Patidar from Madhya Pradesh awarded diploma with 61.83% marks. Mr. Rom Prakash Bidare from Madhya Pradesh awarded diploma with 73.01% marks. Mr. Pankaj Kumar from Bihar awarded diploma with 65.54% marks. Mr. Pradeep Kumar from Himachal Pradesh awarded diploma with 71.97% marks. Mr. Pradeep Kumar Verma from Uttar Pradesh awarded diploma with 65.09% marks. Mr. Pratik Anand from Bihar awarded diploma with 69.21% marks. Ms. Preeti Yadav from Uttar Pradesh awarded an honors diploma with 75.8% marks. Ms. Promila from Uttar Pradesh awarded diploma with 70.24% marks. Mr. R. Lalnung Renga from Mizoram awarded an honors diploma with 76.1% marks. Mr. R. Laruatfela from Mizoram awarded diploma with 74.27% marks. Mr. Rajkumar Sharma from Bihar awarded diploma with 66.59% marks. Mr. Rajiv Kumar from Uttar Pradesh awarded diploma with 63.48% marks. Mr. Rakesh Chandra Yadav from Uttar Pradesh awarded diploma with 67.72% marks. Mr. Rakesh Kumar from Uttar Pradesh awarded diploma with 69.35% marks. Mr. Satyapal Prasad from Uttar Pradesh awarded diploma with 73.75% marks. Ms. Shirin from Uttar Pradesh awarded diploma with 70.04% marks. Ms. Shweta Kumari from Bihar awarded diploma with 74.11% marks. Mr. Umesh Tiwari from Uttar Pradesh awarded an honors diploma with 75.01% marks. Ms. Usha Devi from Uttar Pradesh awarded diploma with 68.01% marks. Ms. Vanlal Nunpui Amar from Mizoram awarded an honors diploma with 75.49% marks. Mr. Vikas Mahore from Madhya Pradesh awarded diploma with 70.63% marks. Mr. Vimal Kumar Singh from Uttar Pradesh, awarded diploma with 68.19% marks. Mr. Vinod Kumar from Uttar Pradesh, awarded diploma with 61.75% marks. Mr. Vivek Yadav from Uttar Pradesh, awarded diploma with 70.73% marks. And last but not the least, Mr. Yugesh Kumar Patel from Madhya Pradesh, awarded an honors diploma with 75.05% marks. Heartiest congratulations to all the officer trainees who have been awarded the diplomas today. Ladies and gentlemen, now let us move to the next section of the awards and prizes, which is probably the most interesting and intriguing for all the officer trainees passing out today, and also to their friends and family members. Now, I would announce the names of the officer trainees who have won medals and prizes. May I request the kind permission of our respected chief guest so that we could announce the same on this online platform. I'm told that DG Sir's mic is having a problem. If I could seek permission from our guest of honor as well. Sir?
Please go ahead.
Thank you, sir. I also request Shri Kunal Satyarthi sir to kindly come in the front and give away the prizes and medals on behalf of our chief guest and the guest of honor, please. Sir, with your kind permission. Now we go with the list of prizes. The first prize for today's convocation program, the P. Srinivas Prize in Forest Protection and Tribal Welfare. It is awarded on the basis of securing highest marks in the subjects. There are two subjects, adverse influence on forests and JFM, rural and tribal development. And the winner is Ms. Vanlal Noonpui Khmar from Mizoram. Please give her a big hand. The next prize is the CASFOS Association Prize for Proficiency in Forest Engineering and Surveying, and is awarded on the basis of securing highest marks in 4 subjects. They are forest engineering, forest surveying, road alignment exercise, and field engineering exercise. And the winner is Mr. Dharamchand from Himachal Pradesh. The R.C. Kaushik Prize for Proficiency in Soil Conservation and Land Management is awarded on the basis of securing highest marks in the subject Natural Resource Management. This prize is shared by 2 officer trainees of this academy. I would like to invite both of them one by one. First, I would call upon Mr. Amit Kumar from Bihar. They have secured exactly same marks in the same subject. And the next prize winner in the same category, that is R.C. Kaushik Prize for Proficiency in Soil Conservation and Land Management, is Ms. Vanlal Noonpui Khmar from Mizoram. Ladies and gentlemen, now comes the most interesting and most awaited event, the awarding of the medals of the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. Respected Director General of Forests, with your kind permission again, Principal Task Force would be giving away the medals to the winners. I request ADG sir to kindly give a nod. Sir, thank you, sir. The first medal, that is the Silver Medal for Proficiency in Ecology, is awarded on the basis of securing highest marks in the subjects Ecology and Environmental Science and Biodiversity Conservation and Management. And the winner of the silver medal is Mr. Dharam Chand from Himachal Pradesh. The next medal, that is the Silver Medal for Proficiency in Forest Management and Working Plan. It comprises of 4 subjects. It is awarded on the basis of securing highest marks in these 4 subjects. That is Forest Resource Management, Working Plan, Environmental Economics, and Human Resource Development and Management. And the winner is Ms. Lomna Pari from Mizoram. The next prestigious medal, that is the Silver Medal for Best All-Round Officer Trainee and Most Practical Forester, is awarded on the basis of securing highest marks in the following subjects. There are 9 subjects: Silviculture 1, Silviculture 2, Forest Utilization 1, Forest Utilization 2, Forest Policy and Law, Forest Accounts and Procedure, Field Training, Conduct Marks, and Tour Marks. And the winner is again Mr. Dharam Chand from Himachal Pradesh. And now the most precious and the most awaited medal, that is the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change Gold Medal, is awarded on the basis of securing highest grand total in the entire batch. And the winner is again Mr. Dharam Chand from Himachal Pradesh. He has secured 81.09%. These are overall percentage marks. Please give him a big hand, a big round of applause from all corners of the country, all the people who are watching this event. I express my heartfelt thanks to our chief guest and the guest of honor who have graced the solemn occasion of this academy. I also thank Shri Kunal Satyarthi Sir, Principal Task Force, for giving away the prizes and medals on behalf of our esteemed chief guest and the guest of honor. Ladies and gentlemen, I take this opportunity to heartily congratulate all the officers, I say officers here because they have today graduated from being called officer trainees or OTs to full-fledged officers who will be taking independent responsibilities in their respective states. So I congratulate them on receiving their diplomas, prizes, and medals on this very special day of the convocation. Thank you very, very much. Jai Hind.
The first batch were divided into many teams and they worked together and brought out some books, booklets, and compendiums. This batch of officers, even though infected with coronavirus, during isolation period, they engaged themselves positively in this work and emerged as phoenix. With the permission of honorable dignitaries, we are happy to release the works of officer trainees. The first book which is getting released is the revised edition of Safarnama. The current version has added names of all the principals, faculty members, and 1,208 officer trainees so far trained, including the 9 foreign trainees. A team of 10 OTs led by Brian and Pari worked for the publishing of revised edition of Safarnama. The second book which is getting released today is Sunere Panne 2021. This book is filled with the rich experiences of officer trainees during training, especially here at Academy. The officer trainees have also showcased their talents through their contributions like poem, painting, etc. A team of 10 OTs led by Mr. Rakesh Chandra compiled and published the book. We are also proud to present a pocket book, Vriksh, which is a compilation of trees located inside the CASFOS campus. Vriksh represents the rich diversity of the small campus by covering 59 species of trees. The team comprises of 10 OTs having a liking towards field botany. The documentation work was initiated by the previous batch and completed by this batch. Also, a coffee table book is made by this batch. The fifth one is the compilation of recruitment and promotion rules of SFS and RFO of various states in the form of e-book. This would be available from today on the website of CASFOS. A team of 10 OTs led by Mr. Om Prakash gathered and compiled rules of various states and UTs. Except for the few states and UTs, most of the states' recruitment and promotion rules of the SFS and RFO is kept at a single place for easy reference. The sixth one to get released today is the law compendium. Most of the states and UTs follow the Central Indian Forest Act 1927 with some amendments to suit the local requirements, while other states have enacted their own acts. There are various rules and separate sector-specific acts in some of the states. This compendium is an attempt by 10 officer trainees led by Mr. Atish Kumar of 1921 batch, who captured all the diversity of the acts rules in one electronic book. Ladies and gentlemen, now it's time to hear from our senior forest officers. May I now request Shri Soumitra Das Gupta sir, ADG Wildlife and FC, for his guest of honor address. Sir, please.
Thank you. First of all, I would like to check whether I am being heard or not.
Sir, you're audible and visible, sir.
Thank you. Respected Director General Forest and Special Secretary, Dr. Sanjay Kumar, the chief guest of today's program, the PCCA FOFs of various states, heads of institutions, colleagues from various organizations, Director of Forest Education, Principal CASFOS, faculty members, scientists, retired forest officials who are present here today, SFS officer trainees of 2019-21 batch, especially their proud family members, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It's also a proud moment for me to be associated with the convocation happening today. It is a very important day for the officer trainees who are passing out from the SFS College and entering into the arena of forest and wildlife conservation of the country. At first, I congratulate all the officers who are passing out after 2 years of rigorous training at CAS Force Dehradun. These were times of difficulty, constraints, and limitations. In spite of all this, they have successfully passing out from their training academy. I also take the opportunity of specially congratulating the award winners and the honors as well as the diploma holders on this occasion. The officer training passing out today are one amongst few who have been chosen with the entrusted job of forest and wildlife conservation in the country. The future of forest and wildlife conservation will greatly depend on the guidance and leadership role provided by the officers who are passing out today. All the training that have been imparted till date will be put to test during their course of journey in the future. Education and the process of learning makes all of us grow in different dimensions. The technological skill, common sense, and other attributes which have been imparted to the officer trainees will be a source of inspiration while executing their performance on the field as well as in their future. I'm sure during the course of training, some other important attributes like integrity and dedication have been instilled in the officers. This will act as a foundation stone for a successful service life. It is important for all the officers who are passing out today to keep in mind that whatever we perform in the course of our duty is not only to the oath, allegiance, and belief of serving the country, but also to be compassionate towards the people of the country. A large section of the society is still below the poverty line and are socially downtrodden as well. It will be the responsibility of the officers to be sympathetic towards them in course of their deliverance of duty. Without associating the implementation of any project with the local population, communities, it is not possible to expect and receive the fruits of the projects which has been envisaged. India is an aspirational country and development has to go on with a process of conservation. Officers who are passing out here today, let me also tell you that the world is changing. You have a large number of friends and guides who will be by your side for forest and wildlife conservation. The increasing threat of global warming and climate change is also looming large. The officers who are of their journey. It is important these days in the fast evolving world that you must be imaginative and innovative. Other than doing the routine and mundane work, it is important that the officers come up with new ideas and are well conversant with the advanced technologies, because modern technology are being fully used nowadays in forest conservation and wildlife conservation. The upcoming era will be of practicalizing advanced technologies like artificial intelligence, machine learning, etc. And these are expected to play a very important role in the management of forest and wildlife. Hence, officers who are passing out today, it will be expected from you that you are well conversant with the evolving technologies and that you are in a position to deliver the goods by involving the modern technologies. Last but not the least, I would request all the officers to serve in a manner that would bring glory to the nation, the academy, and the service, and make the country and your parents proud. I welcome you all to the Forest Service fraternity and best wishes for the bright, successful future ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. It was highly inspirational and would go a long way in the life of the new entrants of Forest Department, sir. I would request now Sri Sanjay Kumar, sir, Director General Forest and Special Secretary, Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, for his chief guest address.
Dear Bharat Jyoti, Director IGNFA, Shri Arun Singh Rawat, DG ICFRE, all my colleagues, Principal Chief Conservator of Forests and Hoffs from different states who have joined together today, Principal Secretary Forest Bihar, all my colleagues in the ministry at Dehradun and at other places who have joined today or who may be watching us today. Our proud trainees who have passed out through a very, very glorious phase of training, and their proud parents. This is definitely a very historic day for all the trainee officers who have completed the training today, and as our ADG has mentioned, are brought now to the laps of Forest Fraternity. You have been amongst one of us, but with today's passing out, our bonding has strengthened further. I have a very, very special memory of your college, which in our days we used to call the State Forest Service College, SFS College to be short. And the memory was not only because a very large number of my batchmates came directly from that college, who have just finished their training at SFS, and they were inducted into IFS through direct recruitment, and they joined us in 1984. But also when I joined the service in 1984, on 4th June 1984 to be precise, because our batch was so large, we could not be accommodated in the old hostel of what we used to call IFC, the Indian Forest College at that time, which is now IGNFA. And we were accommodated in what we call the South Block Hostel of the SFS College. And that not only brought us mentally, but physically also to be in close proximity of the State Forest Service officers, and we are very fortunate that our bonding since then has continued in many spheres of our life till date. And I hope that it will continue in the future as well. I will also want to congratulate not only the training officers who have passed with flying colors today, but also your principal, Mr. Kunal Satyarthi. I'm very sure that he has passed on not only his vibrant energy, but also all the knowledge and skills, as well as quest for new opportunities onto you, so that you could make a complete officer. At this moment, I'm actually reminded of what is this training for? Why have you spent 2 years of your training at this college? What is the expectation of the state governments which have appointed you and spent their resources to send you for this 2 years of training? In my reckoning, this is one of the longest periods of training to which any state service officer is deputed. And the expectation of this long duration of training and a very large investment which has been made in you is the direct expectation that when you come back, you will be a complete officer, a complete civil service officer who would be providing all the services which are needed from you, and all the services which are expected out of you. You know that the subject forestry is changing very fast. The expectations of people from forestry is not only becoming multi-dimensional, but it is also becoming very expansive. So the expanse is not only taking in terms of space, but also in time. Not only we have to think in terms of a very distant future, say for example, what is going to happen in 2050 or 2070, but also the dimensions have also expanded. With the issues related to climate change, now the role of forests have become very important. It is not only for the carbon sink, which is required to mitigate climate change, but also how does forest actually add to the resilience of people to climate change? How does forest adapt people to climate change? So that's very important. And along with that, forest as a victim of climate change also needs to be managed so that the effects of climate change on forest per se is reduced. Similarly, the role of ecosystem services from forest is expanding day by day. is not only about biodiversity, but most critically water, medicinal plants. You talk of even the Forest Rights Act, the preamble says for forests, for food security and livelihoods of tribals and other traditional forest dwellers. So the role of forest in the provisioning of these services and the expectation of society that forest will provide these services is not only growing day by day, but it's becoming more and more sharp. And as this understanding is going more sharp, the expectation is going more sharp, so is the expectation from you that you will be able to enable forests to provide these services in an uninterrupted manner. Forests are no more providers of just certain forestry goods for poor or for rich. Now the role of forest has expanded so large that almost all fields related to lives of people are directly related, and people are expecting that. That's the most important thing. That the expectation of people that forest will provide these services to them in an increasing and in an expansive manner is becoming more sharp. And that puts your job to a greater challenge. And with this training of 2 years, I believe you have become much more confident in living up to the expectations of the people. All of you would be joining the state governments shortly. Many of you will be posted in the forest department. Some of you might be posted in other departments as well. Within the forest department, usually you will be posted as attached officers in different offices. In the offices of DFOs, divisions, circles, even at the state headquarters with the PCCR. And there your role becomes very, very important, critical, I would say. And you would be the, I would say, the right-hand person of the officer in charge of the office in which you will be posted. Some of you might be posted as independently as subdivisional forest officers. But I believe most of you will be posted initially in different offices, attached to different officers. And then you have to perform the functions of those officers, irrespective of the fact that you have just joined the service. You will be expected to do the role of a DFO. You will be expected to do the role of a conservator of forest. And if you are posted in the principal chief conservator of forest office, you will be de facto the principal chief conservator yourself. Your field colleagues will be looking to you when you are posted in the PCCF's office. And then your responsibilities become much more important. So what I'm meaning to say is that the 2 years of your learning here in different subjects of forestry would have not only enabled you to master the theoretical and practical or aspects of forest sciences, but also that would have given you the required skill to address and to find solutions to the problems which could happen, which could be encountered in the field by different levels of officers. Once you are posted in a division with a DFO, you will be expected to go and do all the things on behalf of the DFO. Do the inspection, do the raids, pursue court cases, attend meetings, and this will be completely mind-boggling at times. And I'm very sure that 2 years of your training here at the CASPOS has enabled you to manage your time, to do things properly, in addition to your core knowledge in forestry. This COVID-19 pandemic has, in fact, been a boon in disguise. Because in this period, severe limitations have been put on resources, both on physical resources as well as human resources. And this would have enabled you to learn as to how, within the limits of resources, you are able to deliver the goals which have been set for you. And this is the exact thing which you will immediately face when you go to the field. So I'm happy in one sense that because of this COVID pandemic, you would have become much more capable, much more skilled in solving problems. Our experience is that most of the states' forest departments are facing severe crunch, as many other public departments, of different types of resources. And definitely working within the limits of resources, limitations of resources, would be a great feat for all of you. Your period, when you go to the field, when you go to the states, would be not only very fulfilling, but also it would give you a lot of new ideas as to how to improve the system. Because this initial 1 year or so when you are in the field is very, very important, when you are fresh with ideas. Those ideas which you have imbibed, those ideas which you have thought during your training period at CASPOS. And that would be the time. That would be the time when you will be toying with implementing those ideas within the limits of resources which you have been facing in the field. After a year or so, you will also become more attuned to general work. But this 1 year will be very, very productive. So my request to all of you would be that be a harbinger of change. When you join in the field, your staff will be looking forward to you in a manner which is generally unprecedented. As a fresher, you come with a lot of new ideas, a lot of energy, and a lot of capacity to do things in new ways. And these efforts of yours will not be forgotten. Believe me, most of the innovations which have taken place in forestry administration and management have taken place and have been delivered by the officers in their initial years of service. And that's how the challenge to you, the responsibility which we are bestowing on you, is far more greater. And with these words, I extend all my blessings to you for a very, very successful career. And I'm looking forward that with your continued and with your very extensive and intensive work in the field, the forestry sector in your states will reach new heights. Thank you very much once again.
Thank you very much, sir. It was an encouraging and motivational address, sir. This would help the new entrants into the Forest Service to work and deliver to the maximum. I also assure with your blessings that they would bring glory to the nation and service as well, sir. Thank you very much, sir. With this, we have come to the end of the ceremony. So I am standing in front of you all for proposing the formal vote of thanks. Indeed, it's my privilege and pleasure to propose the formal vote of thanks in this very occasion. First, I thank Almighty for being with everyone and showered His blessings on all and make this occasion happen. I thank Sri Sanjay Kumar, IFS, Director General Forest and Special Secretary, Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change for readily accepting our invitation and gracing the occasion by his presence amidst his busy schedule. I thank Sri Soumitra Das Gupta, IFS, Additional Director General, Wildlife and Forest Conservation for readily accepting our invitation and gracing the occasion by his presence amidst his busy schedule. I thank all the respected head of institutions here at Dehradun as well as across India. I thank Sri Bharat Jyoti, IFS, Director IGNFA, Sri Arun Singh Rawat, IFS, DG ICFRE, Sri Dhananjay Mohan, IFS, Director WII. I thank Sri Pankaj Agarwal, IFS, DG FSI. I also thank all the esteemed officers from these institutions for joining with us. I thank Sri Deepak Singh, Secretary Forest Bihar, Ma'am Savita, PCC of Himachal Pradesh, Sri Sunil Kumar Pandey, PCC of Uttar Pradesh, Sri Lion Dawla, PCC of Mizoram, other senior Indian Forest Service officers and retired Forest Service officers who have joined with us and having added honor and grace to the occasion. I thank Mr. R.P. Singh, Head Silviculture and former DFE for gracing the occasion. I thank all the senior scientists for joining with us. I thank all the CASFOS family members for joining hands together to make this event happen. Lastly, thanks to the SFS officer trainees of 2019-21 batch and their proud family members, without whom this occasion is not possible. Thank you one and all who have joined with us in this very occasion and making this ceremony a grand success. Thank you. Jai Hind.